So I don't even know how this happened, but here we go. We went from an Indian summer and now we're going straight into cold fall. Today we woke up, it's 35 degrees out. So guess what we're going to do today? Winterize the sprinkler system. So hold on, my husband's getting it all ready. So right here, my husband's already set up the air compressor with an air hose and he's taking it out to our sprinkler system. We are here at Blue Sky Ranch. What an incredible fall morning. Look at our sky. It is chilly. It hasn't froze yet, but this is a beautiful way to wake up and get started on some chores. So here we go. I'm dragging my husband out here as we speak. All right, good morning. Here's my husband, Tom. Hey, Tom, how do we get started winterizing our sprinkler system?
Good morning. This is a concoction of my own design. It's a pressure gauge, regulated pressure gauge, and a air fitting to go on top of a Schrader valve like you have on your air tires. That's the way ours is designed. And over here is the Schrader valve. And up here, we're going to be plugging into that. And we're going to be using our air compressor.
Yeah, I already told him about that. What else did you have to turn off?
We had to turn off the water in the house, so we're not pressurizing the system with the water also, because that would just not work very well.
So our main water is turned off.
Main water is turned off to the sprinkler system.
Okay, and so hopefully you all have the same type of setup. That's how our house was done.
Yep.
All right, so what are you gonna do next, Tom?
Well, since we have a wireless system for our, called b-hyve.
Yeah, b-hyve, and you can get this app and download it too.
Yeah, it's a b-hyve. It's the system, and it connects to your wireless device. And we're just gonna depressurize it right now by turning on a one of the valves.
So can you show us on your app what you're doing?
So we just have, these are just the zones. This is a manual zone, so we're just gonna turn on. We're just gonna turn on the backyard fence.
So he set it to manual so he can control it.
So we're just gonna turn it on, and if you look out there, they might pop up.
And so the reason we're doing this though is to make sure there's no water left in the lines.
Yes, when we attach our air valve.
Okay, so now we're gonna see if the sprinkler heads pop up. We're looking.
Okay. So they're not. So we're gonna go ahead and keep looking. So we're gonna go ahead and our valve.
Okay, he's gonna hook the valve to the system to blow out the water.
Up.
So the valve is hooked up.
And we're gonna go turn on the air pressure. And we can pressurize that to, our well system is about 65 psi. So we're gonna put in, right now we're putting in about 40 psi. We can crank that up or down. We'll crank it up.
And we want to remind all of you, we are not professionals. We are do-it-yourself, DIY homesteaders. All right, now you can see that the water is coming out of our lines. So he's going to depressurize our whole system by blowing the water out with the air compressor. This is how much water is left in your lines after you turn it off. Quite a bit. Okay, Tom, explain why we do this.
Well, we do this because pretty soon temperatures are going to get below freezing.
We're in zone 6A, Eastern Washington, so we'll get to about what?
We can get to 0.
Or I think last year we saw -10.
Yeah, so anyway, you actually get permafrost here. It can penetrate the ground, and it could freeze your sprinkler lines, and then you'd have massive problems.
Next spring.
Yeah, next spring when you go to turn on, you'd have, broken sprinklers,
Broken
hoses,
lines.
broken irrigation pipe, and then you have to find it all and redo it. So anyway, we have to do this we have 12 zones, and we're going to do the same process for each zone. And then I'm probably going to come back and redo it because water will roll backwards into the other zones.
So when you turn on the other zones, you're saying that water can leach back into the zones you've already cleared?
Yes.
And so then that's why we have to do it 2 times.
Yes, we have to do
So
it
this is
times.
not a hasty thing.
No, this is a project.
So how long do you think this will take you to do?
It'll probably take an hour or two.
An hour or two. So I'm a really nice wife, but probably not that nice. So I'll stick around for a little bit and show you and maybe come back.
All right, so turn over there on the back fence line and we'll show that one popping up.
All right, so he's going to do the next zone, and that's at our fence line. And the chickens will probably go, what's going on? There we go. Whoops, I don't want to get wet, but there's more water in the lines. You can see there's a lot of water left in your lines, pressurizing your system. So we've turned off our system. There's no more water. We're blowing it out. My pretty flowers, it hasn't had a frost yet, but probably one tomorrow. That's what they're predicting. Fall is here. I think he's just trying to make sure I get wet, so I got to pay attention here. So this is our nifty little setup that you can see my husband put together. We also have this covered with foam. I guess it's foam pipe cover.
Yeah, basically, some of this is PVC pipe, so I'm just protecting it from really just the sun's rays.
Yeah, and if there was any moisture stuck in there,
yeah,
we make sure that it's all not going to crack.
And so, when the sprinklers are pretty much done having the water in them, the heads will start lowering back into the ground. It'll just start burbling, and then
is burbling a word?
Burbling. It is today. They're burbling.
I think they're bubbling.
Bubbling, burbling.
Okay, we're making up our own language.
Yeah. And so they'll finally go back down into the ground, and that's the indication that the water is out of the line, and there's just air in the line is what you want, just air.
Okay, so when the sprinkler heads lower after they're burbling, gurgling, or bubbling, they are pretty well done.
Pretty well done.
Okay. Okay, we're doing the front side now. This is my Frankie the Farmal. He's getting a bath. Look at our skies. This is why we call it Blue Sky Ranch. Garden out there. The garden is not on this system. We used overhead orbit sprinklers for that. So they're just on hoses.
Yes, but we've converted some of our sprinkler heads into faucets.
Right.
That's the cool part.
Right,
so
into irrigation.
Now we can turn the garden off and on with our wireless.
With our b-hyve.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a cool picture. Frankie's getting a bath. And our cool hay rake.
One of our sprinkler heads that has been converted over to a actual water faucet with a valve on top. So we can control this wirelessly to water our garden with whatever you want to put on there. You can put in drip tape. You can do overhead watering. Whatever can hook to a hose, you can control with this wireless system now with this particular spigot. And we also have it over here for our greenhouse.
Yeah, so this was an amazing thing that Tom did for me this spring, because we didn't have any spigots out here for the garden. No frost-free spigots, no spigots by the house, nothing. But we did have sprinkler head irrigation. So he dug those up, And well, that would have been a great video, but he dug those up and converted them to spigot heads. So then we could then put timers on them for the garden, hoses for the garden. So now it's time to round up all those hoses. Got some down there still. I had some corn left for my cows, and I had my wheat that I planted down there. So it's time to put all the stuff in the shop. Here we go. This is how much water was left in this line.
And so on this one, I'm actually going to leave the valve open just in case some water leaks through the main line and into the valves.
So do you mean you're going to leave those open all winter long?
Yes, I'm going to leave the tops open here just in case some water flows in here, because it would want to push up to the top here and break this pipe if it froze.
And we don't want to have to dig down 2 feet and redo that.
I don't.
No. So just when we're done, we're blowing these out, and he's going to leave these on. Not all the way, but probably, what, quarter?
No, leave them on.
You're going to leave them all the way on. And that's just so no water can go in there and expand and freeze. All right, we're doing the same thing here.
But,
this is
thing,
for a drip system.
Yeah, one thing I forgot is we're going to turn that one back off because this is on the same deal.
Oh, they're on the same zone, these 3 spigots.
We want to get all the water out of our drip system in the greenhouse.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going back over here and I'm going to turn this one off because he needs to air out the irrigation in our greenhouse, which is on a drip. So he forgot that. So here we go. We'll reopen this when we're done. All right, we're going in the greenhouse, our hoop house, high tunnel, whatever you want to call it. He is now blowing out the drip irrigation. And so each pot in here, almost each pot, there's a couple self-wicking tubs, but they're all bubbling. Everyone should be open. All right, just a little more water spitting out. But you don't want to have to redo this and replace this next year. It costs way too much money. Okay, Tom's still crying that he wants tomatoes and peppers, but I think it's going to be done.
We got to put a heater in here.
No, that'd take all of our solar power, and it wouldn't make it very economical. So we're also going to open up the ends that he has here.
You're brave.
Are you? Well, he's going to get me wet here one way or the other. I'm pretty sure of it. All right, so what was that end about? Was that where you had clamped something together?
This is the end of the line for the for all the irrigation hoses for the tubs.
Okay. Well, it says it's 42 degrees in here.
It's cold. I'm going to leave those open.
Are you going to leave those open all year?
Until next year.
Can you hear it gurgling? Okay, so this is the last hose for my garden area that I've been using.
If you want to get the water out of it, you can undo that.
Okay, so I will take this little sprayer nozzle off so we can blow out this hose. Okay, here we go. He's blowing the water out this hose. I've taken off my little wand here. And this way there'll be no water left inside of this hose for storage. Lots to do to get ready for winter. I don't know if you guys can still see, but we have cucumbers way up top. Come on, honey, reach. I can't reach them.
Oh, there's one right here. Hiding.
The cucumbers have been like, where's Waldo? Still have some green tomatoes left, not much.
What's weird is how nice this green plant is here.
Right, everything kind of came back alive because we've had this Indian summer. Even the tomatoes want to come back alive. Look at that new growth and the blossoms. I would say the greenhouse is a beautiful success. Okay, we're going to continue on going through 12 zones of this. Uh,
It's exciting.
exciting
It's
stuff,
exciting stuff.
tedious, and it's a little chilly, but we got to get her done.
Yep, got to get her done. This is great fun.
So if you have any questions about this or comments, please leave them below. Keep them nice, though, okay? And please like, subscribe, and share.
And click the bell icon.
Blue Sky Ranch.
Bye.